Hello, Heyong. It's very nice to see you. You're all the way in Guangzhou and I'm in London. The purpose of these brief interviews for the IAAP website is to talk to the colleagues who have been involved in offering psychological support to members of the public and to the healthcare and social care providers for those who have been affected by the coronavirus. And you are one of the people who were the first one to act in China and to organize and mobilize the psychological support in China. Could you tell us about your own experience of it? How and when did you first hear of the virus, and how did you act, and what did you feel?
Thank you, Emilija, and appreciate your arrangement for this short interview. And in China, that's the virus started. The first I paid attention is January 20.
Mm-hmm.
I think international know the news. There is a quite a famous Chinese doctor who was very active for the SARS in 17 years ago. And he visited Wuhan and make the in China people noticed what's happening there. When I first heard of this news in January 20, I realized half intuition is would be quite a challenge, and because 17 years ago we had that experience of a SARS, and we talked when I heard of the paid attention. That's just the vacation, the Chinese close to Chinese New Year, but I contacted with my colleagues of the CSAP, the Chinese Society for Analytical Psychology.
Mm-hmm.
We talked some part of for this virus, and then in a few days, 1 week from January 20, and the news and spreading and very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then our team, the China Society for Analytical Psychology, made a decision together to start the psychological surveys or providing psychological surveys online to the people, as you mentioned, to the doctors and nurse. They are worked in the hospitals with the patients. And also we wanted to provide the psychological surveys to the patients and the families. That's we started with the title name, The Garden of Heart and Soul online in January 27.
And the service, your service, the Garden of Heart and Soul, was actually instigated in 2008, if I'm correct, at the time of the earthquake.
Yes, and that's 12 years ago in 2008. There's a big earthquake in China, and we went there in the first week, and I remember very clearly, and the Hassa Solomon was the president for IAAP, and she, on behalf of IAAP, gave us a lot of help. And this time too, and from Tosha Kawai, from Maceberger, from IAAP, they supported what we're doing in China.
Yes, from the donations by members of the IAAP. Yeah, there's been a great response by our colleagues to the appeal for the donations to help. And the difference is that the original service of the Garden of Heart and Soul was personal help, face-to-face. You were going to the affected areas by the earthquake to work with people. But this time it's online.
Yes, it's different. Even compare with the 12 years ago earthquake, and even after that earthquake, there is a big earthquake hit in Tibet zone called Yushu. Also went there, there's a 210. But this time we are working online. But we have a close relationship with the people or colleagues in Wuhan. And there's a mental health center. The vice president of this center, her name is Jungian, and he is an IAP psychoanalyst, but he's a PhD student of analytical psychology. So we work together. She and her group work directly with people in Wuhan. And I still the advisor and take part into her project. And she also in our project of the Garden of Heart and Soul. And we use our Jungian way, build a relationship, contain, and for their anxiety, their panic, and their depression. And then we work on dream mainly. And Bill Bosnick with his team with the Nightmare Hotline, and Joe Fisher also joined with our team. And then after the dream work, we also use the expressive way like the drawing, music, and sound play, even not sound play directly, but we work on images.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's quite effective. And also the way of our working, especially for the internet online, is so important for listening.
Yeah.
And the Chinese, I give the free lecture with the title of Psychology of the Heart and the Heart of Jungian Analysis. The Chinese character for listening with the heart. You can listen with your heart. I even want to say it's active listening, like active imagination.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite helpful. There are several thousands people visited or the Garden of the Heart and Soul online for the 2 and 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there is quite a large number of professionals involved in this work.
Oh, yes. And I invited on behalf of our CSAP, the China Society for Analytical Psychology, as I mentioned, Andrew Samuels from British, Rob Bosnick, and Morstein, and Martin Schmidt, Brian Feldman, and Riccardo from Italy. Our Jungian colleagues give us a lot of support. They give public lectures, face the virus, face the anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and was Jungian the way for analysis and for psychological survey. It's public lectures. And with the Chinese colleagues, I think we have 12 recently. And for the last 23 months, for the public lectures to people who want to learn Jungian psychology may be helpful to them for this anxiety with the influence of the virus.
Yes, and there is a sense of connection around the planet, actually, with this unfortunate pandemic that we're dealing with. It actually has brought a kind of connection among people who are affected by it or people who know about it, who may not be affected very much in the part of the world where they live. But everybody has actually been, in one way or another, involved with the global suffering that this pandemic has brought.
Yes, when in China today, after almost 3 months, it's almost okay. The last 4th week is suffering and increasing, and people died, many people died. And then after 2 months, it's going down.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, and the whole world, United States, Italian, French, and even in
Great
your
Britain
country,
as well.
British, and so I also joined with our colleagues in Italy. We work together for try to help people. I even recorded a short video sent to the Italian Jungian group online,
Mm-hmm.
try to provide the help. And I even connected with our colleagues, not really Jungian colleagues, but psychologists in Iran.
Uh-huh.
They were last November, and so that's also with the colleagues in French. When I started in China, in the first months, we get a lot of help, support from Japan. The Japan sent what we need, for instance, the masks and the medical that protection from Japan a lot. And the Japanese, we share some characters, the Chinese character, even Japanese. And the people from Japan sent the what we need in China in the first month, and also with the Chinese poems. I'm so grateful with sure with our colleagues too, like Toshio Kawai, the president from Japan. We have connected very closely when this virus started in China.
Mary Stein came up with a very interesting idea, I thought. I found it very moving in a recent interview, that we are now connected through the shadow, that the shadow of anima mundi is anima umbra or anima ambra, expressed through this virus. We are finding ways to connect and relate to each other through this really, really difficult and threatening time for the whole planet. It's connected us.
Yeah, I agree with you and with Maury. Since Maury recently gave twice lectures to the Chinese people, and behind what's happening, especially for Jungian thinking, the unconscious, collective unconscious. I remember for the last conference in Vienna, and the honored member of our IAAP, she gave a beautifully when the shadow, even the evil, for instance, is so close.
Yes, yeah.
I recorded, I stood up and clapped for her and touched by her, saying, I also have a field of that in China, and make me reflection what's behind of this. It's changed the world, changed the relationship, and the people really want to recover, and we cannot going back. Even for instance, in China, we have to change to go forward. We are not just going back to the steady and that kind of, for instance, or if this virus, coronavirus, and related to animals,
yes,
and we reflect our relationship with the animals, yes, our relationship with nature, yes, people to people, and besides of, so that's really a chance, opportunity, Chinese, two characters, and the two characters is crosses at the same time with opportunity together. That's Chinese term, two characters, they put the yin and the yang together. Hopefully.
Two sides of the same phenomena. Crisis is one side, the other side is opportunity.
Yes, that's true. So high, we are prized, so many people died. I think we have to change better of the world and not simply going back.
Yes, it probably is not possible to go back anyway. We'll have to change. Thank you very much, Heyong. We've come to the end of our brief interview. Would you like to say something else before we end?
Oh, I want to say we are so grateful for IAAP, the support. And as mentioned, even 12 years ago when we started a project, Garden of the Heart and Soul with the earthquake, Hasa Solomon and on behalf of IAAP gave a lot of support. And this time, I got a check even from IAAP, Mr. Berger, on behalf of IAAP and also with the Toshio Kawai. And the first I want to say I'm so grateful, thanks to IAAP and our colleagues international, Jungian Analysts. And also in China today, we are almost okay. And but the world is still increasing. I noticed and I mentioned cooperated with our Italian colleagues. I want to do something with the Czech for IAP or for IAP members.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, you want to say that you are open to helping our community in any way possible.
Yes, just let us know. Besides of the cooperated with our colleagues for psychological service like Italian, French, I just give one example. If we can do anything for masks, I'll try to get you the check from IAP to buy something in China to send to our colleagues who need them.
Thank you very much. And thank you for this conversation, Heyong. I wish you to continue to keep so well and healthy, and all the best until we connect again. I hope not before too long. Bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity to talk with you. Thank you.